I think okay, for this of our today's journey, we propose to have two moments. One is to make some agreement, general agreement, that will reflect the steps we have been following for the World Social Forum on Health and Social Security process. And then the second part, we will propose some basic documents as a kind of conclusion documents for this activity. Initially, I'd like to inform you and precise some ideas that we have been developing as for since our last meeting in Dakar, 2011, and some other initiatives that we presented in 2012 in the thematic forum in Porto Alegre, and later in 2012 at the Rio +20 activity. In Dakar, February 2011, yeah, excuse me. Okay. So in Dakar, we presented a proposal that was initially designed during the World Conference for the development of universal social security systems in Brazil at the end of 2010, when we perceived that the debate about social security subject was quite unstable, to say in some way, among the social movement and trade unions. So in Dakar we proposed a strategy for political education, call like that, and technical support in order to develop this approach to social security aspect. Because as you understand, you can see the title of this activity, is most related with health, right to health and social protection to health. But during that year, we realized that health as an isolated subject, it's not feasible, in terms of achieving universalism. Since when we introduced universal approach to right to health in the country, we are almost challenged by the need to have a broader environment where all the other social security dimensions could be respected and developed. So since 2009, we decided that this forum would adopt a new name, inclusive social. I think that was said, we will stay with social security. In the sense that health and social security become a problem, because many people think that we are mostly debating social protection or social security related to health, when in our intention is to, of course, keep health as a very important subject, but within a framework that's much broader, where we are particularly concerned about the work, right to work, employment, work conditions, pension systems, social assistance in general, but as well as education, access to justice, whatever means a full range of services that express the answer to the needs of the people derived from human rights, systemic understanding. So in this sense, the initiative to promote a kind of political education process regarding the social security challenge obliged us in Dakar to go through an idea of a knowledge method that will be composed by laboratories dedicated to universal social security no? That means to promote through those laboratories a concept of universal public funds that could enhance people, that could prepare and empower people to make political incidents regarding this social security. That's very important because we're not talking about formal or informal education in order to make people more illustrated about the situation. Our aim is to engage people in a very intense, reflective exercise to understand the context of each country, as Inchon mentioned today, is that we cannot translate models from one country to one automatically. We need to understand the context, historical background, social conditions, economic conditions, etc. But following this method of universalism for social security and relating that with development options and with the production models, we need to find our concept of our model of social protection in each one of the countries. And in this sense, the idea of laboratories would be the sense of building options, building alternatives to achieve universal social security or social protection system in the context of each country. Making this relationship with production, development, and then subjecting that in a concrete political incident. That means that our political education network will be dedicated to produce political inputs and to make political incidents. This is, I think, it's quite an important definition for the next steps of our work, because since 2011 we have been following this intention to make this real. We did some very concrete experience in some South American countries, identifying specific political opportunities. During the last year, we have been working with a Paraguayan group of people from different sectors, proposing a universal social security system in Paraguay in order to make incidents in the presidential elections process that is running now. The election will be next 21st of April. So we prepared a government proposal. We worked in order to have this proposal adopted by the elected candidates. And now this is the official platform of this candidate for the president of Paraguay. And it permitted to engage many different people and organizations around this convergence idea, a convergence of fields that traditionally are presented in the elections separately, from as well as education, health, education, work, and so on. So I think even if we don't arrive to win the elections, the political process and the technical challenge behind the political option, trying to propose concrete modalities for financing of services, organizations, so on, is already something very bad. We did considering other opportunities in subject the same in Colombia, taking the reforms of the economic government and proposing to the movement formulation of an alternative policy for parliament debate. And in our doing this proactively in different countries that are interested in so on. In Ecuador, we are just beginning today about the reforms that the government is proposing now to create a new social protection system, including work, pensions, and so on, and particularly universalizing the health. And another aim of the Ecuadorian government is creating a universal unique system. We are engaged in this as well through the government. Government open possibilities for each. So we are trying to identify those opportunities around. So what I will resume here is there are some possible steps to go ahead with this intention that we approved in our previous forum meeting in the past. First of all, I think that The main task I consider collectively is to build this global network of universalizing public policy libraries. That's the best way to present that. So the idea of this laboratory is to go through this integrated structure of social security. And develop capacities to engage this kind of we developed since 2011 a platform, electronic platform. Maybe in from talking a little bit about this platform. The platform is double, but you need to use it. And the intention of this electronic platform is to be used as a kind of tool for learning process. We have been designing a basic course, e-learning course on social protection, social security, in order to engage different sectors for a common understanding of that. And this platform will be working as a kind of multi-language tool, in order to translate important documents from one language to other that could be helpful for people that are thinking about how to make political incidents on social security systems universalization. And then we have been talking with those different associations and groups in the country in order to build a kind of regional reference centers, in order to be able to support the expansion of these regional references. So, as in the case of South America, the Argentinian Social Forum on Health and Environment is our group of people supporting the initiative for the Southern South America. In the Northern South America, the Colombian movement for social security and health will be our reference group for the region. So the idea is to identify different groups or associations or people that would be supportive to regional here, particularly our talks with Aziz from Morocco, and I have expectations that the group here from Tunisia could be the supporters to spread this idea of laboratories in the region, considering that there are many movements in the region, so political process that could be very useful to connect with this kind of space of laboratories. Our intention as a knowledge network is to be able to dialogue with common resources. For instance, we have experience with different formulations for constitutional laws, organic laws, for universal systems in Latin America, for instance. Our intention is to make it accessible to other regions and languages, and, if necessary, using platform to be supported, to explain the process, to explain the rules, the laws, and offering a kind of virtual library that could be used by different groups. Okay? So, this is more or less a kind of resume of the idea. Also, go ahead. And in order to spread this initiative of laboratories, we actually have some small research for traveling seminars. The idea of traveling seminars is to promote the presence of some of our members around this course to go to the regions and doing a kind of sequence of visits in different countries to introduce the debate, to present the main ideas of this debate and to connect people to this initiative of knowledge network process, no? As laboratories. Okay? So this is another big expectation we have, to establish those circuits for traveling seminars. No? And we have been talking with different people during the activities. We have a goal to visit 32 countries in 2013-2014, organizing in 8 traveling seminars, each one in around 4 countries, visited in a sequence of days. This Europe, the house is our big edition, also of the level to have journal. This is a part of the communication effort that we think is necessary. It will be mostly electronic, as we will see by this, we have this. But in the special occasions, we can do some paper only to make it visible. But this is an open space to put the different process, opinions, and experiences related with this universal approach to social security. We understand that the stages like we had here during those days are very stimulating to provoke a new generation of documents, trying to go through these various elements that were presented. So the idea is that with all the documents we see here, the presentations, the video that we made of all presentations of the day, we engage some people to write specific papers, the keynote speakers, but others as well, to present a group, a series of documents that could propound on this debate, that debate about the subject presented. So there are some elements that I just put a list of elements that I think we need to go through, and of course there are more that we can identify. And on the other hand, and finally, we have some ideas to provoke meetings in the next year. One idea that we promoted in Dakar as a decision process is to have some regional forums that is easier for people to arrive, to be part. We have more or less 21 possible regions identified in the country to divide the regions. And we'd like very much to have in the next 2 years at least 6 opportunities, 6 regional opportunities for promote this kind of thing. Last year, in the end of 2012, we organized during the Congress of the Latin American Association of Social Medicine in Uruguay. We organized a workshop with 10 countries from South America, debating the concepts, methods, and development of the political laboratories applied to the social security. And it was very, very interesting, the dynamics and the record. So this is more or less the kind of idea we would like to promote as regional meetings where we can engage people to develop capacities of analysis and proposals, and it's a way that we understand we can go ahead with this very complex and challenging debate of social security. The other question that I'd like to share with you is a reflection about this kind of stage. Traditionally, we have been organizing this kind of meeting the day previous to the World Social Forum. And we are a kind of leaders. We go behind the forum when the forum decided, okay, we can do this stuff. That's what we do. Nairobi, that's also Nairobi. Sometimes this is very hard for us. Because when we don't have contact, for instance, now we have contact with citizens, with people who come here, our contacts were not strong enough. So we organize something in a very artificial way, because we established the idea to organize a meeting in a place where this meeting is not rooted, so it's not very easy. So our proposal at this moment is no more connecting necessarily the World Social Forum with the place of the World Social Forum. I mean, the World Social Forum Health Social Security could be organized in different places and dates than the World Social Forum. But of course, we will keep our link with the World Social Forum through activities that will be developed within the Social Forum. So in this case, in the next occasion, we wouldn't be doing that before the forum, but only doing some seminars inside the big forum. And our forum itself will be organized in better conditions in places where we can dominate the logistics, we can have some funding and try to promote a more organized process. Well, as you perceived, we had many difficulties here because we didn't control logistics aspects, and by other hand, even the communication about this forum was very much submitted to the dynamic of the big forum. So the proposal is to keep our forum related, of course, because we are limited as thematic range of the forum, but try to have more flexibility in terms to define where can you do this specific thematic forum, keeping, by the other hand, a presence inside the big forum. And well, the other point is finally, is that we just created a process from this forum. It was decided in Nairobi in 2007. We decided to organize a world conference for the development of social security, so universal social security system. It was made in Brazil in 2010. Our intention is to organize a new conference like that, going through how to achieve universal systems. Because the first conference was to present the possibility of universal systems regarding the hegemony of non-universal and fragmented systems. So the idea to make this second World Conference, and they call it World Conference because it's not a forum since governments and so civil society are together on an equal basis. So the status of this World Social Forum doesn't permit to call this forum. This is a conference, World Conference. The idea to make a second conference in Brazil is in our agenda. But recently we have been checking the difficulties to make this in Brazil, and we opened a formal debate with the Ecuador office, making effort. Now we are under negotiations of that. Anyway, this is part of our agenda for the future, because in the conference in Brazil, we decided to promote this dialogue among governments and civil society in different regions, and then to go for a second World Conference. This is very important. We perceive that it's necessary to engage the debate with government in a more structured way, proposing universal approach and with all the arguments about it. I think we have in that section here a very important debate around that. That is the tax system, tax justice, the way tax system can support universal system costs. So this kind of debate is very substantial in terms of dialogue with government, and in order to face, to make the opposition to certain thinking that consider that the first question that eliminate universal options are related to the financial. And usually it's not open to possibility to go through a debate about tax systems and budget structure, fiscal expenditures and so on. So we need to go through this kind of debate. So in this sense, that's very illegal. But this is very important because we can cross the debate with government and sustain the arguments that are necessary. Well, this is the element that I'd like to share with you. And of course, two last remarks, very important. We need to look for financial support for them. You know, we have been engaging today with different organizations to look for financial support. We need to do this collectively if you want to support laboratories and regional meetings and so on. And the very last question is, if you think it's a good idea to eliminate health from our forum, and call it only social security, social protection, or if you think it's good to keep health on the protection, even if health uses to eat all the other dimensions of this debate, so it's a problem. Anyway. Okay, this is the point that I'd like to share with you. I ask you please comments and questions or suggestions. Doing that, the second part of this final session is to present two documents as a kind of conclusion and declaration. But first, I'd like to engage a little dialogue about those ideas, how to go ahead. Understanding that this personal reform of social security is not another organization, it's a platform. Each one has this idea. We are engaged on different organizations. So we don't understand that the reform becomes an organization. It's a platform, no? The stage that we try to nourish and to keep as a kind of meeting point of different organizations. We have here people from trade unions who have from different kinds of councils, social movements, and academic groups, whatever. Doesn't matter. No? We dialogue with different movements, and this is a platform, no? A common space to go ahead. And particularly, our intention with this common space is to stimulate this reflection and action regarding social security as a complex. Composed by different fields, and not only dealing with monothematic dimensions, it is health or education, whatever. And this is the particularity of this effort, of this initiative. And the other important thing, forgetting that is very important, is that we are very keen to look for other strategic alliances in subjects that initially cannot be identified as different engaged in this debate of social security. They are determined, no? For instance, we saw today that all these tax debates. This is fundamental. But by other hand, we have been dialoguing with this idea of the illegality of poverty, trying to denaturalize poverty, because this is very substantial for development options. No? As you show that, yes, today, saying that the problem of reducing inequality or inequity is not something that we must do after, where we have money enough to do it. It's necessary to reduce that from the beginning in order to permit a certain kind of development. No? So this kind of strategic analysis relating with poverty, relating with development definitions, is extremely important. No? As well as the debate about the common goods of mankind, what are things that cannot be transformed in commodities because they must be defined as common goods. And this will have a very big impact on the concept of social security and richness redistribution and richness distribution. So this kind of debates are very much related, and we are very much concerned about how to establish bridges with other big issues that will affect the options for universal social security, but as well as because universal social security approach will engage influences over the other fields of social security. So, very complex subject that we need to simplify that. So I'm very interested to listen to your opinions.